Yo, what's going on, my friends? Nate with Dragon Blogger Tech and Entertainment. Let's go ahead and talk about the NZXT Kraken 240 liquid CPU cooler. Now, I have been using liquid CPU coolers for a long time, and right off of the rip, I could tell when I got this installed, I had so much better performance other coolers that I used in the past, and this one even has a screen built in. Now, this comes in the Kraken 240, which is very basic, no RGB lights on the 120 millimeter fans that come with it, and it also is going to have this screen right here, which is totally customizable, which I will show you guys here in a second. Now, like I said before, I'm not going to be showing you guys how to install this. I'm just going to be talking about my experience with this cooler. It was very easy to get set up. It is compatible with AM5, AM4, and all of the latest Intel LGA socket types. So setup on this was super straightforward. It's not like the AM4 motherboards that have the dual clips on top. You are going to actually have to install standoffs and a bracket, but the instructions that come with this are very straightforward and very simple, so you definitely don't have to worry about this being a difficult cooler to install. Now, obviously, with a liquid cooler, there are a ton of configurations that you can set up in every single case, but it's also going to be very specific to how you want it set up in your case. So for this, I actually opted to not use the NZXT fans that are included with it, not because they don't have good cooling performance, because they actually do and they're pretty quiet, but because I wanted to keep uniformity throughout my system with my iCUE setup. So the way I have this set up in my Height Y60 is I have it on the intake panel over here on this side. Now, I could have mounted it to the top, but I just like the look of it being mounted to the side panel. The only thing that was kind of a bummer is I couldn't get 3 fans on this side panel, but that has nothing to do with the cooler. It's just the case. And I have those iCUE AF120 from Corsair fans pulling air through that radiator. So the radiator is on the outside bordering that panel, and those fans are pulling in that cool air from the outside through that radiator and now cooling that liquid, which is now cooling my processor. Now, if you were to opt for the NZXT Kraken 360, that is going to come with 360 millimeters of cooling space on that radiator, but this is a 240 mil cooler, and this is going to have a 1.54 inch LCD display, which is a 240 by 240 pixel, which is pretty dang nice, especially on such a small screen. It just kind of gets cut off from what you're actually trying to see, and I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, so as you can see right here, we have all of the lights turned off so you can see that LCD display. You can set this up with custom GIF images if you're wanting to do so. I just have my daughter in there kind of doing like a little happy dance. But let me switch over to the NZXT CAM software and show you how powerful that software is and some of the built-in presets and some of the PC monitoring specs that you're going to get within that software. So when you first load up the software, you're going to have PC monitoring, and it's going to show you a bunch of different general specs on your computer, such as your network speeds, your RAM load, your CPU load. And you can see that under no load right now, we're running at about 34 degrees, which is actually pretty dang cool. And it even shows us our GPU temps over here. But this is where it gets really cool right here. So you can see that we have our Kraken right here. We can increase and decrease the brightness just that easily. Now, if you want to, what you can do is you can automatically switch this out with different types of GIF images. You can go to web integrations. So if you have web integration stuff that you really like, you can display that. You can go to dual infographics. So if you want to, you can go with temperature, which will show you different temperatures. So I have my GPU and my CPU temperature right there. So if we go ahead and pan over here, you can see that that's displayed right on the screen. And then, of course, you can do single infographics, you can do a carousel, or you can do a clock face, which I think looks really cool, especially since you can set the gradient. So let's say we wanted to do like a green to a purple, which is kind of like a Hulk theme. And then when we come back over here, you can see that it automatically updates right there. Now, in terms of cooling performance, I'm not going to go crazy and do any benchmarks, but I will tell you that under load at 4K, I haven't seen this thing get above 55 degrees Celsius, which is very good cooling because this thing is going to be pulling air through that radiator, especially with the way I have it set up. If you guys are looking for an awesome cooler that's very easy to set up, something that you guys are going to really enjoy and it's completely customizable, give a shot to the NZXT Kraken 240. I think you guys will really enjoy it.